Giants. Boros Giants in historic best of 3. As you can see here, this is the deck that I've been playing, and it's a lot of fun in historic. So the whole basis of this deck came about when they released Phlage Titan of Fire's Fury from Modern Horizons 3, I think it was. Yeah, 3. So Phlage here, for 1 red and a white, you get a 6/6 Elder Giant, and then when it enters the battlefield, it basically casts a Lightning Helix, and then it goes to the graveyard. Sacrifice it unless it escaped. Well, its escape cost is red, red, white, white. Basically, just like the other Elder Giants, like Kroxa and Uro. Is there another one? I don't remember. But anyways, yeah. So you can escape this Elder Giant and basically get another Lightning Helix off on your opponent, one of their creatures, whatever. And then we have, 4 copies of Bonecrusher Giant because we're playing red. Why not play Bonecrusher Giant, We have 3 Tectonic Giants. So this giant, for 2 red, red, you get a 3/4 Elemental Giant, and then when it attacks, or when it is targeted by a spell an opponent controls, you can either have it deal 3 damage to each opponent, or you can exile the 2 cards of your library, choose one of them until the end of the next turn. You may play that card. So Tectonic Giant is a great way of digging through your deck to find the spells you need to finish the job, basically. And then we have 3 copies of Inferno Titan, which for 4 red, red, you get another 6/6 Giant. And then for a single red, you can give Inferno Titan +1/+0 until end of turn. You can keep doing that for as many red as you have in your mana base. And then whenever Inferno Titan enters or attacks, it deals 3 damage divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. So it's kind of like having another Phlage, just at a, twice the cost. But you can divvy up where you send the damage. And then we also have 2 copies of Realm-Cloaked Giant, because we play nothing but Giants. So if you want to wipe the board and keep your creatures around, just play Cast Off. And then Realm-Cloaked Giant himself, for 5 white, white, you get a 7/7 Vigilance Giant, which is pretty cool, pretty cool. And then we have 2 copies of Calamity Bearer. If a giant source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage to that permanent or player instead. This also works with Phlage. So when Phlage enters or attacks, if you have Calamity Bearer on the battlefield, instead of dealing 3 damage to whichever target you choose, you'll deal 6 damage. You'll still only gain 3 life because of the way it's worded. It says deal 3 damage to any target. And you gain 3 life, so you'll still only gain 3 life, but you can deal 6 damage to any target. And then Inferno Titan, for each one of its pings, instead of dealing 1 damage, it'll deal 2 damage. So you could potentially deal, 6 damage to your opponent, 6 damage to one of their creatures. You could deal, 4 damage to one of their creatures, 2 damage, and then another 2 damage to one of their creatures, You can divvy up how you want to deal basically 3 shocks with your Inferno Titan. And then we are playing 2 copies of Quakebringer. For 3 red, red, you get a 5/4 Giant Berserker. Your opponents can't gain life. Notice your opponents can't gain life, but you can still gain life. So, Phlage and Lightning Helix still work in your favor, even if Quakebringer is on the battlefield. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, Quakebringer deals 2 damage to each opponent. Again, if you have Calamity Bearer on the battlefield, it deals 4 damage to each opponent. And then this ability triggers only if Quakebringer is on the battlefield, or if Quakebringer is in your graveyard and you control a giant. Well, all of our other creatures are giants, so, it's pretty easy to get Quakebringer to go off, whether he's on the battlefield or in the graveyard. And then for 2 red, red, we can foretell Quakebringer for 2 mana, and then for 2 red, red, we can cast Quakebringer instead of paying the 5. We can pay 4. And then we have for Reprieve, because Reprieve is freaking annoying. Extremely annoying. But, it's a good card, you know? You send a spell back to your opponent's hand, and you draw a card. You know, it's great. And we're playing white, so might as well play Reprieve here. And we have 4 copies of Lightning Helix, 4 copies of Fable the Mirror Breaker, much like Bonecrusher Giant. If you're playing red, might as well play Fable the Mirror Breaker. We have 3 copies of Brotherhood's End, because there are a lot of small creatures in Historic, a lot of aggro as well. And then we are playing 1 copy of Deafening Clarion, because it does pretty much the same thing that Brotherhood's End does, except instead of its second mode destroying artifacts, it can actually give our giants a lifelink, which could help. And then we also are running 3 copies of Arena of Glory. So Arena of Glory also came from Modern Horizons 3. It enters tapped unless you control a mountain, and then you can tap it for red, or you could pay red and tap it, and then exert Arena of Glory and add red. If that mana is spent on a creature spell, it gains haste until end of turn. So imagine escaping Phlage, right, from your battlefield and giving it haste. So Phlage is going to come out of the battlefield, right, or come out of the graveyard, deal 3 damage to any target, immediately attack for 6, right, and then as soon as it attacks, it gets to deal 3 damage to another target, effectively gaining you 6 life, because you give it haste with Arena of Glory. And the same thing can be said for Inferno Titan, where Inferno Titan can deal 3 damage divided as you choose, attacks for 6, and then deals another 3 damage divided as you choose. And we are playing quite a bit of mountains. We're playing, you know, we have 4 Elegant Parlor, 3 mountains, 4 Sacred Foundries. So that's, you know, 10 mountains right there that, you know, Arena Glory will potentially not come in tapped on. And then as for our sideboard, we have 2 copies of Containment Priest, because, you know, Collected Company decks out there. And then we have the new white Collected Company that just came out with Bloomburrow Alchemy, the 3-tree battalion. So yeah, Containment Priest, great in the sideboard. 1 High Noon against Wizards decks, decks that like to cast a lot of spells in a single turn. 1 copy of Kutzil's Flanker. This is mostly here just to exile graveyards. We have another copy of Quakebringer. We have 2 more copies of Realm-Cloaked Giant, so our sideboard and our main board, we have all 4 copies. We have 2 copies of Surgical Extraction in case we need to, you know, exile something out of our opponent's graveyard, a problematic card. Think like Storm the Festival from Mono Green, you know? We can just exile that right out of their deck. 3 Pithing Needles, and then 3 Chandra Awakened Inferno for control matches. And with that, let's go ahead and get to some matches. The opponent gets to go first. We have Lightning Helix, Fable, Phlage, Tectonic Giant, 3 lands. Yeah, looks like a pretty easy keep. Alright, well, let's play our mountain. We draw a Bonecrusher. Our opponent's on mono black. Okay. Thoughtseize. Sure. They're probably going to take Fable, I would imagine. Oh, they take Phlage. Okay. I mean, Phlage comes out of the graveyard, so... And Fable just helps fuel it. Gifted Aetherborn. Well, we don't need all these lands. Alright, well, we have, you know, Lightning Helix to deal with the Gifted Aetherborn. That also takes them off of, Devotion to Black. Sure. And we'll keep mana up for stomps. Another Aetherborn, okay. It's fine. Or we just Inferno, you know, give haste to our Inferno Titan. Which seems great. Bam. Alright. Well. 6, 7, 8. This could be 9. Put him down to 4, but this is fine. I guess if we put him down to 4 next turn, we guarantee kill him with 2 stomps. So mono black. They have Thoughtseize. I do like surgical extracting Thoughtseizes from opponents' decks. And then, so if they're mono black, they could play Obliterator. Like Phyrexian Obliterator. And if they do that, then we're going to want our Realm-Cloaked Giants. They're also going to go first this time, so I'm going to take out the Reprieves. Yeah, okay. I mean, this is 3 ways to deal with 3 of their creatures, I guess. Thoughtseize, of course. Den. Parlor. Bonecrusher. Yeah, sure. Why not? We can give Bonecrusher haste with Arena of Glory. They have Phyrexian Arena. Okay. I actually don't hate that. Let's just smack him for 4, take him down to 14. They'll go down to 13 with the Arena. If they target this, they take 2 more. If an opponent would lose life during your turn, they lose twice that much life. Okay. I mean, sure. So, okay, so let's see. Assuming they... So they're going to go down to 8, right? If they kill this, they go down to 6. And then next turn, we just Phlage into Lightning Helix. Assuming they don't gain life. Which they may have Grey Merchant to gain them life. No, they need 5 mana for that. Okay. Opponent. Sure. Okay. Game over. Sure. Well, they're not gonna like this. And they know we have 2 Phlage, so... Hello? What just happened? Oh my god. Okay. Yes! Let's do it! Bam! 3! Oh my gosh. My freaking internet cut out. Waiting on your opponent. Poco 533 and we're at 577. Alright, well, they're playing Gigantus. So they might be Wizards. If they're Wizards, this isn't a bad hand. So I'm gonna keep it. Looks like they're Wizards. Lightning Helix, we'll keep that too. Quakebringer, I don't think we will be foretelling you. Opponent. You're shocked into land. Are you going to do anything else? Okay, foretell a slick shot show off. So yeah, we're definitely not foretelling Quakebringer. We're gonna keep Lightning Helix up. Sure. Sure. Yeah. Play with fire. Okay. Well, I mean, it's gone anyways, so... Sure, use a removal spell on your own creature. I'm gonna go ahead and play Fable. Instant sorcery spell cost 1 less to cast. Sure. We don't need you. Let's... Brotherhood's End could be good. How many is in our graveyard? We have 3 in our graveyards right now? Okay. Well, we'll keep that. We could go ahead and Lightning Helix, but I think I'm just gonna... Well, I guess they could have a bunch of just 1 mana spells, couldn't they? So maybe it's better to just do it now, and then next turn we can Brotherhood's End potentially, or just play Quakebringer. Foretell Quakebringer and play Brotherhood's End or Deafening Clarion. But then again, that also destroys our Fable. Alright. We'll just pass the turn and see what they do with their mentor. Sure. Okay. Show off, okay. Ooh. Okay, so let's see. So, which one's gonna have the most damage? You are. So we Lightning Helix, the Symmetry Sage, and then just Brotherhoods and these. Sure. It sucks that we have to kill our own reflection, but, you know, so be it. Gigantha, sure. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. I was gonna say if we had 7 mana, we could give Quakebringer haste and just give him lifelink. As it stands, we'll just play Fable now. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and play the land. I was thinking about saving it for Fable, but we could always sacrifice this land to draw a card. Symmetry Sage. Okay, that's 6. Do they have 2 Wizards Lightning on them? There's 1. Want to play with fire or something? Of course. Alright, well. High Noon comes in. Surgical Extraction comes in. The Flanker comes in. We're gonna go first, so I think I'm gonna keep the Reprieves. Calamity Bearer doesn't do much. Realm-Cloaked Giant. Like, I mean, Brotherhood's End and Deafening Clarion kills all of their creatures unless they bring in the one creature that's 4 toughness that gets bigger with each instant and sorcery that's in the graveyard or exile. I guess we don't really need Quakebringer though, do we? Play first, and there's High Noon. Fantastic. So we have multiple plays. If they play a 1-drop, we can Lightning Helix it. If they don't play a 1-drop, yeah, there's the 1-drop. Okay. So, yeah, we can just Lightning Helix this, or we can just go ahead and play High Noon. Which I don't hate. So they can only play 1 spell a turn. They can play a creature, or they can play a spell. They decide to go for a creature. could play Fable here. Next turn, they what? They play. The flame spell, the 3-drop flame spell, right? And then they would kill our goblin. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and do this. And then we can play our canyon. Sure. Alright, well, now we could leave up Reprieve. They probably just play like a Mentor or something next turn and then just hit us for 5. Or we... Well, they also could have a Wizard's Lightning for our token here. But, yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and play this anyways. Spell Pierce? Oh, Aether Gust, okay. Well, I'll keep that on top then, because next turn we can play Fable and then still have mana up for Reprieve. Surgical Extraction, sure. Probably looking at what all's in our deck. Mountain, don't want that. Pass the turn. They could play a land here and just fire up Den of the Bugbear. Yeah. So let's do this. Okay, well, we get Fable anyways. Giant. I mean, if they fire that up, then... yeah, we just block it. Or do we? 3, 4, 5. We go down to 5. Next turn we attack with this. We make a treasure. We play Inferno Titan. Inferno Titan kills... well, we could actually haste... or no, we can't. Unless we draw a land, specifically. Which I guess we could with Fable. Three, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you know what? Let's do it. Alright, we're down to 7. So if... okay. Yeah, we're getting rid of these. They're playing around them anyways. Giant. Haste. Inferno Titan. Wham, wham. Or no. Wham. And then take you out. They're down to 10. Next turn, we can potentially kill them with Inferno Titan. Gigantha, sure. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's attack. Here, here. Yeah. They block with Gigantha and then they're outer creatures. I think we just run it back the same way. Oh my god. Nope. Mulligan. I said Mulligan! Arena. Arena. Oh my gosh. What is going on? Yes, Mulligan. Much better. What do we put back? Probably the Fable. Life, life, life. Yeah, okay. Soulscar Mage, sure. Parlor. I don't think Reprieve's that good here. We're going second. You make instants and sorceries cost 1 less. So yeah, we'll just deal with you right now. Consider this. Sure. Hit for 6. Ooh, damn. Hit for 10. Okay, well... So what could they... So, okay, so they could have a land They play the asymmetrical wizard lady, right? And then they give a reckless charge, hit for 6. That takes us down to 5. We use Stomp to take out the Soulscar Mage, and then next turn... Or we just Phlage here and use our mana that way. Okay, sure. Next turn we have Stomp and Lightning Helix up. Show off, sure. Let's get rid of you. Oh no, the auto tapper tapped our only white source. Well, our opponent didn't have anything. Alright, let's give Bonecrusher haste. Sure. Alright. Asymmetry Sage, sure. No. Ooh, Spell Pierce. Okay. Okay. We're at 5. We could sack this land and then we play another one that's only 3 so we can't get Phlage out. Next turn though, if they don't kill us, which they're going to be able to do a lot, assuming this is a creature. All right, let's see what they got. I'm thinking we sack this land. That'll give us 5 in the graveyard for Phlage, right? And then we can Arena of Glory. Phlage onto the battlefield with haste. Sure. That's only 6. Do they have, what's it called? Do they have the way to exile Phlage? Oh, they do. They do. Shoot. Okay. So we need something that can deal 3 damage to Asymmetry Sage. I mean, that does deal with Asymmetry Sage. Or no. It's Symmetry Sage. I keep thinking it's Asymmetry Sage because of where they put the alchemy symbol. All right, well, let's get rid of her. I I mean, next turn we can haste our Realm-Cloaked Giant. That puts him on a two-turn clock. Giant. Yep, let's do it. So they've got one turn to figure something out. Slick shot, okay. Bam. Yeah. Play first? Yes, we will. Darn it. So, okay, so we could potentially try to find a land with this, right? We need 2 lands at least to make Reprieve and Bonecrusher online, right? So we can find a land here, and then we will draw, right, our next turn. So that's 2 looks at a land. But I feel... Oh my gosh. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. Like, I feel like we're definitely not drawing lands now. Ballytroni XXX. I've played against this person a few times. I only play Historic now, so like you tend to play against a lot of the same people. Lightning Helix, no. Yeah, like I guarantee our next land is like 6 cards in. Of course. Of course. Yeah. Cool. And now we're just behind. Yeah. Fantastic. Sure. I mean, we can stop that if we get a land, you know? Can't do anything about that. Of course. Oh my gosh. What a joke. It's always happened. Like, every single time I keep a 1-land hand, there are no lands on the top of the deck anywhere. We're 11 cards into the deck and only 1 land. Sure, whatever. Alright, so they're playing Vampires. They have Mukatoi Soul Ripper. Which, I mean, a Brotherhood's End does kill that. I mean, I think we just kind of keep the hand the way it is. Like, Pithing Needle can turn it off, can keep them from crewing it. But, I mean, Brotherhood's End can just destroy it. Much better. Kinda. I mean, we have things to do on turn 2 at least. We are going to need 4 lands, so sure. Epicure, sure. Lame. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep Stomp up. Sure. Alright. Let's get rid of you. Oh boy. We can play Bonecrusher here. Actually, yeah, we could just play Bonecrusher into Calamity Bearer. Sure. They can't attack into Bonecrusher, so they have to have like a removal spell for it. Let's do this. We're already down to 11. Let's hit him for 8. Definitely need to find our helixes, our, each player sacrifices a creature. Sure. Okay. Fable, no. Well, that's a flyer, so we're going to attack. And we're going to play Bonecrusher. In case they want to make us sacrifice another creature, we sacrifice Bonecrusher. Next turn we play Inferno Titan with Calamity Bearer here. And then Calamity Bearer's targets deal double damage. Sure. Hold on a second. Whenever Earnstone Predator becomes tapped, exile up to one target card from a graveyard. Put a +1/+1 counter. Sacrifice another creature. Earnstone Predator gains indestructible until end of turn. Sure. Yeah, okay. Still don't think I want any. I mean, they can give their Earnstone Predator indestructible, so even like Realm-Cloaked Giant potentially won't kill it. I guess I guess you could say they have like a very slight life gain thing going on, but I don't think we need our third Quakebringer. Oh my gosh. No! Alright, mulligan. Well, I mean, it's removal. And we could send something back to the hand. So sure. I don't think we need Cavern here. Yeah, so... Elegant Parlor. Plains, don't need that. We could give our Tectonic Giant haste with Arena of Glory. Den of the Bugbear. In turn, we will reprieve whatever they decide to play. At the beginning of comment, sure. Cool. Play you tapped. Okay, so this happens at the beginning of combat, so we can stomp it out. Get rid of you. So they can't turn their blood into... Yeah, a 3/1 red construct artifact. I think we just start going off now. Tectonic Giant haste. Yeah. Exile up to 2 things. Quakebringer, sure. I guess next turn we can't cast Quakebringer. Yeah, so maybe I should have just taken the land. Yeah, oh well. Right, and you can't foretell from this zone? No, you can't. Alright, well, if they decide to block with the Emberstern Predator and then try to give it indestructible, we can always Lightning Helix it. Sure. I mean, yeah, I mean, okay. There goes our Quakebringer. Prefer them in the graveyard and not exile, but you know. Well, I guess I could have reprieved that. I'll reprieve this. Alright, well, let's, sure, we'll take you. Well, bam. Next turn we can hit for 12. 15. Because 3 off the Inferno Titan, hit for 6. That's 9. And then an additional 3 from the Tectonic Giant. And then we can actually choose the deal 3 damage to each opponent. So what'd I say? That's like what, 15? 9 plus 6, 15? Yeah. So that was Boros Giants in historic best of 3, as you can see. Won 34 matches, lost 8 across 12 hours, 17 minutes, 33 seconds. this is the deck I've mostly been playing whenever I just hop onto Arena. I know I don't make YouTube content regularly, and I'm probably never really going to, but every once in a while a deck comes around like this Boros Giants that I just have to make a video about, upload to my channel, hopefully somebody sees it, they're like, oh, that's a cool idea, let me try it on the ladder. And yeah, I feel like Boros Giants is one of those decks that's I don't know if like slept on is necessarily the right term for this, but I've been having a really great time with Boros Giants in Historic Best of 3. As you can see, it has an 81% win rate. Mono green, and this Selesnya down here, which is also mono green. They just happen to be playing the 5-drop Elesh Norn. Really bad matchup against mono green, but other than that, like, this deck is really good. It works really well, and I've been just having a ton of fun with it. And there's honestly not much that I would change about this deck. Actually, I say there's not much. There is, I don't think anything I would change about this deck. I enjoy this deck a lot. Even if it falls pretty hard to mono green, like, I mean, most of the time when I die to mono green, it's because I don't draw, you know, my Realm-Cloaked Giants. I can't wipe their board, or I don't draw a Pithing Needle to turn off their Karn. You know, a lot of times that's why this deck falls to mono green. But in general, I really, really enjoy this deck a lot. I just wish Wizards, Hasbro, whoever I have to talk to, could you please just give us the alternate art for Quakebringer on Arena? That's it. That's all I want. That's all I want. I will literally pay money. I will pay you money, okay, to have that alternate art of Quakebringer for this deck specifically. But anyways, yeah, that was Boros Giants in Historic Best of 3. If you know, get out there and try this deck, let me know. I have an X account. You can find me, Trainer James MTG. Yeah. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.